Start. We hasten to add that certain terms used in a government order, such as public order, etc., cannot be construed as the ones employed in the Constitution or statutes. Stop. There is a sea of difference in the textual structuring of legislation and in promulgating a statutory order as the one at hand. Stop. The draftsmen of the farmer are ascribed of due diligence and seriousness in the employment of terminology which the government officers at times lack while textually framing the statutory policies. Stop. Nowadays, courts do often come across several government orders and circulars which have lavish terminologies, at times lending weight to the challenge. Stop. The words used in government orders have to be construed in the generality of their text and with common sense and with a measure of grace to their linguistic pitfalls. Stop. The text and context of the act under which such orders are issued also figure in mind. The impugned order could have been well drafted, is true. There is scope for improvement even in heaven, said Oscar Wilde. Stop. We cannot resist ourselves from quoting what Justice Holmes had said in Town versus Eisner. A word is not a crystal, transparent, and unchanged. It is the skin of a living thought and may vary greatly in color and content according to the circumstances and the time in which it is used. Stop. Thus, there is no much scope for invoking the concept of law and order as discussed in Anita and Gulab Abbas Supra, although the government order give a loose impression that there is some nexus between bearing hijab and the law and order situation. Stop para change. Petitioners had also produced some loose papers without head and tail, which purported to be of a brochure issued by the Education Department to the effect that there was no requirement of any school uniform and that the prescription of one by any institution shall be illegal. Stop. There is nothing on record for authenticating the version. Stop. Those producing the same have not stated as to who their author is and what legal authority he possessed to issue the same. Stop. Even otherwise, this purported brochure cannot stand in the face of government order dated 5/2/2022, whose validity we have already considered. Stop. Similarly, petitioners had banked upon the so-called research papers allegedly published by Pew Research Center about religious clothing and personal appearance. Stop. They contend that this paper is generated from the research that studied various religious groups and communities and that a finding has been recorded. Most Hindu, Muslim, and Sikh women cover their heads outside the home, and therefore the government order militates against this social reality is arbitrary. Stop. We are not inclined to subscribe to this view. Stop. No credentials of the researchers are stated, nor the representative character of the statistics mentioned in the papers are demonstrated.